tuning in to another episode of the Lamarckstein Files. Over here, we're going to be uncensored. We're going to be talking about everything and anything about Mark Moore, the sodomist, the rapist, and all his supporters that he got with him. Right? Don't make me start looking for you guys, man, and start putting you guys out there. Right? You see how many folks get up right here? This, I check this channel periodically, man. I read the comments, I reply, but this what I'm gonna do a little video to it, man. Cause I think I know John Delano, right? John Delano is probably one of my other piece of shits like Big Nooney, right? It's the only one, right, that can come up with some names like that. Big Third, right? Big Third, right? Oh, you still heard of what Big Third did to you? Big Third, right? That sounds like Big Third did something to you, right? Because you got Big Third's name in your mouth, right? I have no, how can I say, recollections, memory, of anybody named Big Third. I ain't even did no business on the streets with somebody named Big Third. Big Third sounds like a Houston name to me, man. That's like a Houston. So when I put the pieces together, John Delano must not be other than Big Nooney, right? Since he portrays to work for Jay Prince, right? Get off the gas, man. You look like a fucking idiot. And now since you want to be on this channel commenting, I get on your ass, right? Take that fucking mask off, man. Commenting on here, John Delano, Big Nooney, Big Third, right? Big Third sounds like a Houston name, man. The third war, right? Second war, right? Down here in Dallas, we ain't got no wards. We ain't got no 33rd, we ain't got no second, we ain't got no first, we ain't got no fifth ward like them fifth ward boys, right? The fifth ward boys. So you talking about 33rd, right? So you must be referencing somebody from Houston, right? Mr. Nooney, Panooney. Go sit your bitch ass on your belly with your little feet kicked up, barefooted, giggling, right? And you over here talking about Third. It sounds like to me you had that pillow talk and you waiting for Big Third get behind you, right? I'll give you the attention you're looking for, little boy, right? You want to come up here on these comments talking about Third. Who the fuck is Third? Apparently you know him, right? Apparently you know Third, right? That you have to mention this Third and try to project Third upon myself. Third, right? Once again, let me put my hand on the Bible, right? Let me put my hand on the Bible, man. But God strike me down, right? Not once in my street life or in my small 2 years that I did incarceration, man, right? I did 16 months in prison, right? I didn't do a boatload of time, right? Get your facts correct, man. I had a 2-year sentence, man, right? You take my county time in consideration. I was in prison for maybe 16 to 18 months. All right. And in those 18 months, man, I've never came across nobody named Third, right? But I'm a smart man and I go based off nicknames, and sounds to me like Third is a Houston native, right? A Houston native, right? And the only one that I can think about that has anything to say, oh, I'm from Houston. I work with Jay Prince. I work with the Prince family. And you work with no Prince family, man. You work for the Prince family as the dog poop scooper, man. You a crash dummy, right? All the stories you tell on your fake ass channel are from other content creators, right? You try to take these stories mostly from Dr. Larry, and you put your little twist to him, right? You put your little twist to him, right? Mister, how many bodies you got? You the Undertaker, right? I forgot every fucking video you produce, you the Undertaker. Oh shit, I must be scared of you, boy. You got my address too, won't you? And you in my city, and you an Undertaker. Nah. Right, you ain't no Undertaker, man. Undertakers don't be talking about what they be doing, right? Especially in the third point or with the fucking mask on, right? All right. So just because you get on camera and you put a fucking mask on, you think people are gonna be intimidated and take your fucking fake ass stories like as serious tales? Get off the gas, man. Right? So continue with your little anonymous comments, right? And I will reply to them, man. I have nothing to do. I will give you the attention you're seeking, right? And don't make me look for you, man. Don't make me find out who you are and put you on blast, right? Because I haven't put the effort and time. But if you want me to give you the time and dedication, I give it to you, right? And I guarantee you, you have more to lose than what I do, right? Why do you wear a mask? Who are you hiding from, right? You got more to lose than what I do. I'm out here in the streets. You hiding, right? You know my name. But what are you hiding from? You ain't hiding from the bodies because the bodies are long gone, right? If it was from the bodies, right? A dead man can't tell on you, right? So why are you worried about it, right? Oh, it adds mystique. Shh, mystique to turning them boys out, right? Let me find out, is your name Third? Is that what you went by in prison? As Third? Big Nooney the Third? Is that you? You had to pick up that name from somewhere. Either you used it as experience, or Third is somebody your relative or somebody you know, right? Because you feel freely to throw that name around. And I'm gonna address the other one. Your old crew left you. What crew? I'm about to be 50, man. Right? In the next couple of years, I'm gonna be 50 years old, man. Who needs a crew? Right? Who needs a crew? And like I said, most of my friends are dead. Right? I still have friends. I wouldn't call them friends, right? Friends are people that you invite to your mom's house. Right? Those are friends. Those are friends. Where they know where your mom lives and you know where their mom. That's friends. Right? Now, the people that don't know that, it's like Zero said, associates, man. Right? You know how many associates I have? A lot, man. But friends that you can actually tell somebody, I love you, bro. Not in no fag shit, but when you love somebody, you love them, man. Right? You love them like a brother. You've been in the trenches with them. Right? Those are friends. Associates? Oh man, I can call up plenty of crash dummies. Right? Plenty. Plenty of crash dummies, man, that I can send to go on missions as I speak. Right? But are those my friends? No. You know who my friends are? My family, man. My family. My family. Because at the end of the day, from somebody that only did 16 months in prison, nobody's there for you, man. Right? Not even your best friend writes you a letter. Right? Nobody. Nobody sends you no money. Right? So, friends come and go, man. But if you want crash dummies, I can send you some. Just drop the Addy. Right? Drop the Addy, and I can send you some crash dummy friends. No problem. They'll pay you a visit if that's what you want, to show you that I do have friends, if that's what kind of friends you want. But I see, when I ruffle Mark's feathers, the little war daddies come out, right? But they ain't war daddies, man. They're more like little bitches, right? Bitches that cover up their mask, wear masks, right? What do y'all got to hide, right? What do y'all got to hide, right? I got enemies. I got enemies. I'm pretty sure somebody's looking for me, right? I'm pretty sure, but at the same time, they know what I'm about, right? So when you know what you're capable of and people know what you're capable of, people tend to leave you alone, man, right? It's the same way in prison, right? So Mr. John Delano, Big Dirt, right, from H-Town. H-Town. Dirty Dirt. It's the Dirty Dirt. Right? There's a fucking, there's another, a rap group called the Dirty Third. Right? Third Coast. Right? All this is Houston. Right? Houston. And the only one from you bunch of fucking idiots, imbeciles, is you, Nooney, right? Idiot, right? Don't make me waste my time concentrating on you, bro. Right? You ain't about that, right? You ain't about that life, right? Because if you were, you'd be quiet about what you've done, right? Especially when there ain't no statue, right? So, that tells me you're a pájaro nalgudo. You know what a pájaro nalgudo is? That's a fluffed up bird, man. A bird with a fairy ass. You know what that is? A fucking fairy tale. Right? Don't get your feathers plucked, boy. Right? Especially in my fucking city. Right? You barely got yourself a pot to piss in. Right? Up in Terrell. Right? That's kind of coincidence why they let you bitch ass from that state hospital, man. Right? Don't make me put you out there, man. Right? Keep your little comments to your motherfucking self. If you ain't got no truth, don't speak on it, man. Right? I just had to address your little comments on this beautiful Friday, man. Right. Now, let's get back at it at the topic at hand. This channel over here is to discuss and talk everything and anything about one such character. Uncensored, man. Over here, this channel is not monetized. And it's not planning, let me put my hand on the good old book. You know, this channel will not be monetized ever. right? This channel is just my hobby over here. Right. This is gonna be the exposing over here, right? I'm gonna leave my channel over there alone because they like to report and how can you say, complain to the man, right? But most of the time they're just reporting on their own documentary video that they produce, man, and they are butthurt for them saying their own words, right? Ain't that a coincidence, man? What do you think? What's his name? Gary Sanders, man. You think Gary Sanders was trying to smoke Mark out? You think it was some type of lover's quarrel, some type of payback, right? Because Mark right now he's staying at double wide and up in the Opelika. He's staying in some type of double wide, right? So at one time or another, I'm pretty sure Mark was staying at a hotel, right? Living in them weekly or monthly roach motels, right? How you doing, Savannah? Savannah Garber, how you doing? Man, thank you for tuning in, but this channel is kind of a small niche taboo. I don't want to discourage you to attending, but this is more of based off degenerate behavior, degenerate supporters of a degenerate and sexual deviant behavior. It's a very touchy topic about male prison, male raping. So it's a touchy subject. If you or any been suffer from any kind of stuff like that, you're more than welcome. You know what I mean? But I do try to tend to discourage people that join this live that this channel is it's dedicated to one person, man. Right? This channel is dedicated to one person. Right? This is his how can I say, montage. This is him, right? He wants to be social media famous, and I guess this is my only grain of salt that I can contribute to the cause, right? Here we're going to be discussing all the possibilities, all the angles on why guys like this run rampant in society today, right? And you got to speak about the people that try to normalize this in any type of culture, right? They try to normalize it, deflect from the actual happening, right? That Mark is a serial. I didn't know, man. Literally, I didn't know that if somebody that catches 3 bodies or more is actually considered a serial killer. I was surprised at that, man. Right? According to today's society, if you unalive 3 or more people, you're considered a fucking serial killer. I didn't know that. I know a couple of them motherfuckers then. Right? It's like, fuck, I might be looking one in the mirror too. Who knows? Right? It's just wild. Right? But today's society, man, I didn't know that. That if you have 3 bodies, you're considered the fucking serial killer, man. Like a Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson, that fucking Renendez, the railroad, the Night Stalker. It's like, fuck. So I see why Jonathan Schwartz called Mark Moore a serial, right? Because any more than 3 victims, right? Any more than 3 victims, you're considered a serial, right? Serial murderer, serial rapist. I guess, that's the body count, 3 and over, right? Damn, so that tells that dude Nooney is a mass murderer, right? Ooh, dang, a mass murderer on social media? Yeah, I think we need to start documenting. I think he needs his own channel as well now. All right? I think I need to create another channel to where we can go absorb this content, all right, and put it out there. Oh, so it's 2 and over. Oh, my bad, bro. Appreciate that, EJPMZ. Appreciate that, man. I don't know if you're a female or a guy, but I don't mean to offend you if I call you broski and you're a female. It's just broski to me is just like a friend. You know, it was just the terminology that I use broski as, like a friend, or, you know, it's not to degrade you if you're a female or nothing, but I do apologize. Right? So it's 2 and over. Right? I didn't know that, man. I thought it was 3, right? Because I seen that Tommy G was over here in Houston again, and he was talking to Cartel Bo. I think Nooney knows Cartel Bo too, huh? Was he over there in that Hoover? Was he over there in that Hoover video? Did he catch himself a sentence over there with them J Prince boys? Man, you better watch out, man. That's mob ties. You know what I say? I say fuck mob ties. Right? I say fuck mob ties. Right? I say cartel ties. Right? Fuck mob ties. Ain't no motherfucking mob here in Texas. It's cartels. Ain't no motherfucking mob. Right? Cartels run this bitch. Not the motherfucking mob. This ain't New York. This ain't Philadelphia. It's motherfucking Texas. Alright? This ain't no motherfucking East Coast. This is down south, baby. Border towns. Alright? Where they hang motherfuckers from the bridges and set the motherfuckers on fire at the border town. Alright? Hey, how you doing, sweet Sue? Oh man, I started getting all amped up, man. You know, I started getting flashbacks and shit. I started getting that PTSD. Make me want to strap up and start listening to Pooh Shiesty. You know what I mean? Put on my Shiesty mask. I don't like talking about my past, man, because it gets me hyped up, man. Right? And it makes me start calling people up. Start calling associates, right? Not friends. Associates. What happening? What's happening? You know, but I have reasons to stay out the streets. Not like these idiots, right? These idiots are still they got lint in their pockets still, right? Their stomachs are still touching their backs, right? That they all they got is this online persona that they've tried to create for themselves, right? This mysterious mystique, Rey Mysterio, right? To me, it's a bunch of cowardice and a bunch of a facade, right? A real Undertaker is not gonna be telling you about the bodies, man. Right? And especially about one, oh man, I killed a dude because he was dating my girlfriend. What kind of emotional punk are you? Right? That's a punk move. That's a bitch move, man. Unaliving somebody for fucking your baby mama. That's a real coward move, man. That's a bitch move. And then you want to talk about it and make a video about it. Right? You kind of scum of the earth, man. Scum buckets. Right? These are pieces of shits that you see these motherfuckers on fire and you will even piss on them to set them off. Right? To turn them off. Right? What kind of society, like, oh, I killed this dude, threw him in, shot him because he was dating my baby mama. What kind of cowardly shit is that, man? You killed the man for doing the same thing that you would have done if you were in his predicament, right? If a bitch throws the pussy at you, man, I ain't never seen a man deny it, right? I guess you'd be the first one to deny if the pussy gets thrown at you, right? But looking at how filthy and ugly looking you look, you ain't denying no piece of pussy, my boy, right? So keep that mask on, right? No wonder your baby mama cheated on you, right? You an ugly duckling, right? And then instead of talking it out with the baby mama, you want to unalive the dude, right? That's cowardly and bitch behavior. Maybe the dude had it bigger than you, man. Who knows, right? Maybe maybe your little Johnson wasn't doing enough for her. She had to go get the big Johnson, right? You had to unalive the dude. These fucking fairy tales, right? I don't see how these kind of characters can persuade the people to think that they're really about that, man. Right? Social media is a motherfucker, man. It gets everybody to believe there's somebody they're not. Right? John Eleno, right? John Eleno is, I think, oh man, I just got an alert, man. My boy Chuck Norris done passed away, man. Oh man, not Walker. Not Walker. Not Texas Ranger Walker, man. Oh man, he didn't go. Oh man. Just got the alert, man. Chuck Norris has done passed away. I watched a lot of Chuck Norris movies, man, growing up. Watched The Walker, especially since it was filmed here in Dallas. So, took me off my mind right there, man. But social media. Oh, John Eleno, right? John Eleno is pretending to, let's do Blue Clues. I like doing Blue Clues. John Eleno, some kind of mob guy, right? I can't remember if he's from Chicago or John Eleno's from, I can't pinpoint it, right? But I know it has to do something with the mob from either, okay. So then you put John Eleno, then you put this guy saying third, and then you put everything together, mob ties third, and it only points back to one fucking idiot, right? It doesn't take, well, maybe if you can analyze and troubleshoot, you can kind of pinpoint, right? Pinpoint where it's coming from, right? They don't, right? People think they're, how can I say, smart, man. They're not street smart, man. I'm street smart, right? I can survive in any kind of environment. Y'all fucking idiots can't, man. Y'all give yourselves up too much, right? Y'all don't have the analytical, strategic tactics, right? Y'all move in hyena packs, right? And when y'all move in packs, it's too many different mindsets, right? Y'all can't move at the same beat of the drum. It's not in y'all, right? You just can't, right? Or else you wouldn't be on social media trying to be something you're not, right? That means in real life, you're nobody, right? That you have to get validated and be pleased and have friends on social media, right? That's where you get your credibility from. Social media, right? It's like the fucking army, man. You be all you can be on YouTube, right? You want to be a Undertaker, all you got to do is put your mask on and tell you some fictitious stories, and people will absorb it, right? I guess the more gruesome and the more emotional of an body you've taken, Because how much emotional can you be for killing a man for sleeping with your baby mama? Not even about money. Not even about a debt, right? If it ain't about money or you trying to unalive me, you ain't worth it, right? Just because you slept with my baby mama, I'm gonna go catch a body? I'm gonna go catch a body. These guys are some emotional suckers, man. But you know what real men do? They accept it, man. Right? You think I was happy that my baby mama got pregnant by a dude, man? But I raised that kid like my own. Right? I didn't hold no animosity towards that child. Right? Why? Because I was in prison for 16 months. I came out, I decided to be with her, and I decided to take on the responsibility as a package deal. Right? To where I even got that girl's name tattooed on my fucking neck. Right? In big letters. On the front of my neck. Right? The letters that I have on my neck are the names of my first two kids, right? I call her my first kid, man. Right? Because I loved her. I showed her how to walk. I loved her. So yes, man. Right? I don't know how you can feel proud of saying I unalived this dude for sleeping with a baby mama. Right? I feel proud for taking care of another kid's daughter, bro. I feel proud. Right? I feel good. Right? Even through, how can I say, I come from a background, man. You know, the stories you tell, some people really do live that. Right? But when you love something, don't matter if you're a serial mass murderer. When you love something, man. Right? And that separates the punk pussies from the real man. Right? Right? You unalive somebody because you didn't like the way they made you feel. Right? I raised another man's daughter. Right? So, you don't know me, bro. Right? Mr. Nooney / John Eleno. Right? This channel is the Mark Moore, man. We're going to be talking about how this man is surviving with the lifetime health care he's having, right? All on the tax dollars, right? Ain't nobody tell this dude to go be fucking them boys, man. So now, people that pay taxes, you know, I pay taxes, right? That money gets funneled down to these people like Mark Moore that were playing Russian roulette with their lives. And now that it's lifetime health care, that 20 years later, after you were out there playing in the fucking mud, you want people to have sympathy and empathy for you. Oh, look at me, man. I'm over here crippled in one arm and dialysis. Hey, you weren't giving a fuck about them when you were fucking them poor white dudes in the ass. Right? You weren't worried about them when you were sodomizing them poor victims up in prison. Up at Limestone. Right? Limestone. You didn't have no problem then. You didn't have no problem when you were indulging. Right? But that's the effects of overindulging. Right? Overindulging with them boys. Right? Following Big Bro. Following Big Bro Jerry Gaskins. Right? Jerry Gaskins. Big Bro. Right? And as soon as I start dropping names like Gary Sanders, right? The punks and the bitches start coming out, right? Because that's what they are. Chavalas. Right? Weasels. That's what, you know what we call them in Texas prison? We call them fuckers weasels. Right? And that's what they are, man. A bunch of little weasels. Right? What's the terminology? What does it say? Birds of a feather flock together. Apparently, when this wounded, crippled bird gets wounded and offended and hurt, the flock comes to his aid. Right? The flock comes to his aid. Toot toot. Ha ha. Stop talking about my brother, Mark. Right? So that tells you the characters of these guys, man. They're quick to unalive somebody for sleeping with their baby mama. They're quick to support and ally themselves with a serial. Wow, cause shit, they're both serial, right? Once a mass murderer that every video he does, he unalives somebody, right? Fuck, what is he gonna run out first? Is he gonna run out of ammo or is he gonna run out of bodies first? Is he gonna extinct everybody? Cause shit, it seems like every fucking video this guy does, a body's dropping. Right? Like Fat Pat. Top speed dropping. Right? Every video. So maybe, that even adds more to the birds of a feather flock together, right? This guy's a mass murderer. Mark's already a serial, maybe could be a mass rapist and sodomist, right? And these are the guys that create dysfunctional families, right? So people that support Mark like Nooney, I would see him right there on the sideline being another big ox, right? Oh, I got some cheeseburgers for you, right? I got some cheeseburgers for your meat. I got a burger for that glizzy. Let's swap out meats. I got a cheeseburger for that glizzy. I got a cheeseburger for that glizzy. Looking ass, right? I can see you, man, right? You and Big Ox got the same body structure, right? Looking like motherfucking Roger from fucking the Family Guy. Not the Family Guy. Looking like Roger, right? Y'all built like Roger, right? Y'all are bald, built like Roger, and asking other dudes to swap out meats for a burger for a glitzy, right? Y'all are some real fucking demonic freaks, man. Demonic, right? Demonic, right? Because if you can be proud of doing one of the worst sins that God asked, man, one of the worst 10 commandments, man, is to kill, right? We're fucked, right? Whoever broke that commandment, man, we gotta work extra hard, right? That should not, right? The 10th commandment, man. And then you want to be bragging about it? Even if they deserved it or not, right? You don't brag about it. Right? Let it be, man. At the end of the day, you're the one that's going to have to pay the consequences when we go up there, right? You might not have got a judge down here, but you will be judged and tried up there. So there's no point of talking about things like that, man. Right? You don't get no brownie points. Especially from people that can tell your car that you're full of shit, man. Right? You're full of shit. You ain't got no notches. And the notches you got is for fucking sucking cock, right? You got head notches, right? That's what you got. You ain't got no head shot. You got some head notches, right? So, if it feels mysterious and mystique to wear a mask, it's cowardly behavior, man. If you're so proud of what you did, take the mask off and talk about it, man. Or like I said, a dead man can't tell. So why are you worried about it, right? Dead man can't tell on you. He gone. He can't point the finger and say, oh, it was third, big new. He did it. The mob died. And let me see y'all. It's Alabama ties now, right? Opelika, marking that double wide. Right. Breaking packs down. Where y'all getting the packs from? Mob ties. Mark's still breaking them K2 packs down and trying to smuggle it in. He's still trying to he's still trying to what's it called, bring in contraband to a lockdown facility. Right. But they get mad, man. As soon as I start talking about Gary Sanders, anybody gonna go out there look for Gary Sanders, man? Anybody gonna go out there look for Gary Sanders and ask what Gary Sanders got to say? Man. Also, not only do I think the dudes that hang around with Mark, but I think any kind of female that sleeps with this dude or any kind of relationship, man, they gotta have some mental health, man. They gotta have some mental health, right? Because deep down, Mark is really lusting by his boys, right? Why do I say this? Once again, Hip said, man, I can't keep a girlfriend, man. I'm always trying to backdoor them chicks, bro. Right? I'm like, damn. I'm like, so every chick you get, you try to backdoor these chicks, man? He goes, yeah, man. It just, I don't know, man. You know. So I'm like, fuck, that's some crazy shit, Hips. I mean, I said, you can't stay. So is that what happens, man? Once you start fucking with these boys, you start getting, ED, for the real females. And if it ain't a boy, you can't get up. Or if you want to get up, you want to perform, like you want to do the females like if they were. So it's either this chick is either a freaky and she likes it up the wazoo, right? Where she ain't questioning Mark and be like, and Mark getting both, he's getting the best of both worlds, right? He's getting what he wants, right? 20 years, man. 20 years. And that goes for all the dudes that were locked up in there. David Mendenhall. 20 years is going to be perfect example, man. Perfect example. There's this channel on YouTube that shows court dates, like court hearings and shit. And there's one based out of Texas, man, right? This kid, I call him a kid. Well, at the time he was 16, and he got certified to be an adult, right? Because his crime. So they sent him to Texas prisons at 16, right? When he gets there, man, they turn him out, they sodomize him. So he's locked up for 15 years, right? They released this dude. This dude killed somebody out here because he was dressing up as a female, and they asked him, he's like, look, man, I went in there as a kid. I became turned out, and I liked it. So when I came out, there was no point of me trying to be a man no more if I was already forced to be a woman. So I wanted to be a woman, right? I need to go find the clipping and upload it to my channel for y'all can see what I'm talking about, man. It's trauma and mental, man, right? When you're something for so long, like Mark was a war daddy, right? He was a war daddy fucking these dudes in the ass, right? For 20 years. We're not talking about no 16 months, right? Where somebody can get institutionalized, right? Oh, man, in my 16 months, man, I seen the money side of it, man, right? The money side, man, right? I was making money. People were making money. Everybody was making money at that unit, man, right? Everybody. right? Everybody, right? But as far as Mark Moore goes, he's paying as we speak in life. He's paying for what he did, right? As we speak, man. Right? Every time he goes to dialysis, every time he goes and gets rushed to the ER, all that's a reminder of what he did, right? Because his medical condition is based off his own indulging in negativity, right? Mark self-indulging with the negative, with the boys, right? So I don't have pity or sympathy for him right now, right? Because if he wouldn't have been fucking sodomizing and raping them boys, he wouldn't be having this medical condition right now, right? That man, right? Ain't no telling if that man caught an infection, right? You know, a diabetic. I don't see Mark talking about shooting up no insulin, right? I don't see Mark talking about no insulin. You know, for somebody to, lose a limb over a diabetic, they'd be constantly talking about, I need insulin. Like Boosie, right? Boosie constantly stay on his insulin, right? I need my insulin. I need my insulin, right? I get to go to Dallas today. That shit sucks. Nah, man, Dallas is a beautiful city, man. Depending on where you gotta go, it's a beautiful city, man. Now they're cleaning it up a little bit. What fucked it up? I'm gonna tell you what fucked up downtown Dallas, man. You know what fucked up downtown Dallas? Since you mentioned my city, man. Downtown Dallas was fucked up by the Greyhound. The Greyhound bus station was primarily located across the street from a park. A fucking park, right? A park. So you can just imagine oh, sorry, bro. My bad. Yeah, man. Don't think, man, that, I don't bash anybody, man, that's on medical. I feel sorry for them, man. Cause it's not really feeling sorry for them, but I can understand, cause I'm nearly on my deathbed too, man. Right? I have to be. I don't know. If you know what dialysis is, if you're on dialysis, then you probably know what fusions are, right? Where people have to go and get fusion medications through them, either daily, weekly, or monthly, right? So it's the same thing, I have to get fusions every month. I have to sit down, I have to get inserted, and I have to get poison drained into me, right? In a way, I understand the feeling of sitting down at the table, smelling that fucking medical smell. I understand it, man. Right? So, in a way, people might think, "Oh, you talking bad about Mark's health?" Nah, man. It's just like I can relate to it, man. Right? I don't. Like I said, I don't wish the man no bad health, but he got to understand that his condition could have been preventable, man. Right? If he wouldn't have been in there indulging willingly or forcibly with these guys, maybe he wouldn't be in this predicament he is right now, man. Right? Maybe if Mark would have just gone down there and did his time, and not fucked any dudes in their ass, willingly or unwillingly, maybe his health would be a lot better, and he wouldn't be where it's at right now. Right? So it's almost, we go back to the cause and effect, man. Right? The cause and effect. they show this shit. I went to my second grade school, and they were showing him. Not I went to the what's it called, the fucking it's not the teacher not the conference, but like where they show you what the kid's been doing, and you know, and so I went in this class, and they're showing them this year. They're showing the cause and effect, right? The cause and effect, right? And everything in life is cause and effect, man. Right? Mark's life, health, is fucked up right now because he was out there fucking with them boys 20, 30 years ago, right? That's cause and effect, right? By his own doing, right? I don't have no sympathy for the man. Right? I have sympathy for that little Mark, right? Right, because he was a victim, man, of his uncle Ronnie Boo. Right? Alabama prisons are not that big, man. Right? Alabama prisons, what I've noticed is that the people that have done long time, man, are gonna know somebody. They're gonna know each other. If you did time and they did time, they've crossed paths at one point or another, man. Right? Because there's only so many units they can ship these guys off to. Right? You lose, and it's already designated, okay, this is max, this is medium, this is minimum, right? So if you fuck up and you catch they're gonna send you to max, right? So at one point or another, a lot of these dudes are gonna run across each other if they done heavy sentences, right? It's not like Texas where there's over 100 prisons, right? Right? Over 100 prisons, man. Do you know how hard it is to be able to find somebody that was locked up with you, man? I was locked up in medium custody, man. Right? Medium custody only houses 250 motherfuckers. No, let me see. It was 40, it was 50, 50, 52, 52, 200, like 210, right? Because it's 25 cells per row. And it was 4 rows, right? 4 rows, 25 2-man cells. So that means 50 men per cell. So the block that I was on was a 200-man block for 16 months, right? 16 months in this block with 200 dudes, right? Do you know how hard it is for me to be able to locate those 200 dudes, or even the coincidence of running through them? Right? Other than searching their names. But for me to coincidentally run in through them or somebody know them, it's gonna be like, come on, man. Right? Especially when in prison, it's segregated, man. Right? Texas prisons are segregated. Right? When I went to prison, I ran with Tango Blast, the biggest prison gang in Texas at the moment. Right? I ran with Tango Blast, right? From the beginning to the end of my sentence, right? Each unit that I would go to, I would get my heart checked, right? Each unit, right? I would have to try out, right? Each unit. So, when these characters say they know me or they throw names out there, I laugh it off, man. All right, because it's almost like it's impossible, man. All right, for anybody to know anybody that I know from prison. Right? Only one dude, right? One dude so far, right? I did a story about a white guy that I met in county jail named Dirty Red. Dirty Red was a white knight guy, right? I met Dirty Red in the North Tower, right? In the aggravated tank, right? 2-man cells in the North Tower. right? If you've been to Dallas County, then you've been at the North Tower, right? The two-man cells, right? That's where I was at 18 years old, right? At the aggravated tank, the North Tower two-man cells, right? I was in there with motherfuckers that were with murders and all types of shit, right? So when I get there, you know, I'm the youngest one up in that bitch, right? Up in there is nothing but fucking grown men already, right? It's 2001. There's nothing but grown men up in that bitch. I'm the only teen up in there, right? I'm the only teen. There ain't no other teens but me in there, right? So a lot of these old school dudes took a liking to me, man, right? The Mexicans did, the white guys did, the black guys did, because I was from the streets, man, right? I got along with everybody, right? So everybody was cool with me, man. So everybody's like, oh, you going, where you going, youngster? You going down south? How much time you got? How much time you got, youngster? Man, I got 2 years. Oh, youngster, don't even tell me that shit, youngster. Don't even tell me that shit. You here crying about till you get, don't even tell me that shit, youngster. Right? Everybody be like, oh man, just go down there and get yourself a GED and educate yourself and don't go down there with the gang banging. He goes, you in the gang? I said, no. I said, street gang. He goes, oh man, there ain't no street gangs in prison. You'll go down there and you'll figure it out, but stay away from them. So during that time, I met a white guy named Dirty Red. Right? Dirty Red was from where was Dirty Red? Let me see if I can remember. It's not Sunnyvale, White Settlement. Right? He was from a place called White Settlement. Right? And just like the name it says, it's White Settlement. Right? It's white. And that's what it's called, White Settlement. All right, White Settlement. So you can already know that this guy was, you know, part of the Aryan, right? But he was from a dysfunctional, like a offspot. He was a white knight, right? He was a white knight, right? And like, I guess the AB and the AC didn't get along with the white knights at one time or another. Right, so he told me his story, man. You know, he told me his story about his wife, how his gang tried to murder his wife and shot him in the head with a shotgun, and he would show me his pellets, and you know, he would tell me all his stories, man. So one day I made a video, and some dude, some white dude was like, yeah, I know Dirty Red, and I'm like, and he's like, yeah, Dirty Red just caught a body. He caught another body. He killed his wife up in Richardson, right? So I went and I Googled it, and I'm like, yeah, that is fucking Dirty Red, right? And he was right? He was able to find Dirty Red, right? After me mentioning Dirty Red, he's like, yeah, I know Dirty Red too. So it's a possibility, man, right? But Dirty Red was not just your ordinary dope fiend, right? Dirty Red was a dude that was moving a lot of crank and methamphetamines amongst them, right? So Dirty Red was just not no name that was just a peon name, right? Dirty Red's name held weight at one point, right? So if you knew Dirty Red, people, oh, you know Dirty Red, you know Dirty Red, right? So it's not like Dirty Red is just a fucking sodomizer that people are going to automatically know, right? This guy knew Dirty Red when I mentioned Dirty Red, because Dirty Red was like a heavyweight at one time, right? A heavyweight on these streets with crank and meth, right? Amongst the white group. So a lot of white people know Dirty Red, right? Because Dirty Red's name carries weight, right? So I wasn't really too surprised when this guy, Aryan Brotherhood, knows Dirty Red, right? Because who wouldn't know Dirty Red if Dirty Red names has rung bells before, right? So it's possible, right? But like I said, only because Dirty Red was a big time push weight, man, right? He would show me he would tell me his stories, and when I did a video about Dirty Red, Somebody said, "Yeah, I know Dirty Red," and then he goes, he caught a body, and I went to go verify it. And yeah, he did. It was Dirty Red. Right now, I think it happened about like a year ago, 2 years ago. Right, so it could happen, man. Right, but based off the weight, man, people's names carry weight, right? Amongst certain, just like Mark Moore, man. Right, everybody knows Mark Moore as a sodomist, man, as a rapist, right? Mark Moore's name rings. I asked this dude named Cliff. Cliff is on YouTube, right? He's from Alabama. He's a white guy, right? He does his little content too, right? And I came across his channel, and I'm like, oh, this dude's an ex-convict from Alabama. And I just happened to ask him. I said, hey, you know about Mark Moore? He goes, yeah, I know about Mark. Right? So everybody that's from Alabama knows Mark Moore, man. Oh shit! Fuck! Oh man! What up, boys? Shit! I still need I need to find the video, man. The video where Gary Sanders gets mentioned, and Gary Sanders gets brought in the mix, right? And isn't that a coincidence, man? Why I want to know why he burnt Mark's motel down, man. I need to go find them. I need to go find them reports, man, and figure out why. What was it, man? Was it a lovers' quarrel, or was Gary Sanders trying to get his payback or something, man? Maybe Gary Sanders ain't like Brad Lucas, man. You know, maybe Gary Sanders wants his get back, or wanted his get back at the moment. See Mark at the hotel, threw a Molotov cocktail up in that bitch. And the dude, not to speak bad about the dude, man, but I want to know, is Mike Murphy still in here? You still in here, Mike Murphy? Hey, yo, Mike, if you still in here, Mike Murphy, you know, I know it might be a little bit personal question, man, but I want to get a little bit of understanding on how this dialysis works, man. You know, you can only get so much understanding from reading it and watching videos. If you don't mind, man, you know, if it's not too much personal, man, like what caused you to be on dialysis? Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of people that are bored, like with like deficiencies in their kidneys already, man. So no matter nothing that they could have done could have prevented it, right? Anything, right? So I'm just trying to get more of understanding, man. Is it, you know, I don't want to be blaming Mark's promiscuous lifestyle leading it to the cause of his condition, right? I don't want But I'm just going based off the facts that were presented, the evidence, right? The documentary, the testimony from Jonathan Swartz, uh, that type of stuff, right? The lifetime health care, right? So now that we see Mark in this lifetime health care, basically like in, the next step would be hospice, right? I mean, that's just the hardcore truth reality, man, right? Uh, I know I'm gonna use myself for an example, man. I got a weak immune system based off the medication they give me. Right? Every month I go, my system gets weaker and weaker and weaker, right? Because it's basically uh, antibodies trying to fight my own body, right? It's basically my own system fighting itself. So the medication they go in there gives you, it drops your immune system, man. So I catch infections real quick, man. Infections like sinus infections, congested, uh, like sore throats. My nods get swollen on my neck, my throat. But that's just uh, having a weak immune system, man. Right? Based off the medication. I'm pretty sure, like the doctor told me, he goes, no, you could get your if you get off the medication, your immune system will try to build itself back up, but then you would be back at ground zero. So it's either I have to pick the good and eat the bad as well, right? So or was Mark just born with the medical condition, man, that is just no, I think it's just, I don't know, man. Based off the facts and evidence, like what the testimony Jonathan Swartz said, lifetime healthcare, man. It's about I think it's about like $10,000 to get cremated, man. I don't know, man. No, and if you go and look through Jerry Gaskins, man, it's that in itself is a sad story too, man. It seems like these guys will pick up. They pick on the vulnerable and the weak, man. Right? The vulnerable and the weak. That dude shacked up with some lady, man. She wasn't even all there in the head, right? She already had kids from a previous relationship, right? What I don't understand is that why would Mark want to come out, man, if he seen what Gaskins was going through, right? Everything Gaskins was going through in 2014, 2012, 2016, he was dead by 14, right? But previous to that, people are still using Jerry Gaskins on Facebook, right? I bullshit you not. And I seen Rita, right? I seen that chick Rita commenting on them people's posts on Facebook, right? Jerry Gaskins dead, man. Why y'all using that man's profile pic, right? And there's actually a dude posting pics as Jerry Gaskins, man. He posted a picture of a bench weight, a bench set. He said, and the comment said, the caption said, "I'm about to hit some sets with my boys," right? So even through Jerry Gaskins may be rest in peace, he's still being the punchline, man. Right? Y'all go, if y'all don't believe me, go Google Jerry Gaskins Alabama Facebook, and you'll find his old one. Right? Because if you go based off, that chick was supposed to be pregnant by Gaskins' kid, right? And if you go, you can see that he's swollen, right? So I don't know, man. I'm now the more I look at it, because the only thing that I've seen people get swelled up on, man, is when they take that hepatitis C medication. It fills them up with like fluid, man. Their bodies get filled up with their fluid that their kidneys ain't processing no more, or I don't know what the fuck that medication does to them, that they swell up, man. They swell up like puffer fish. But either way, man, hepatitis is a fucking death sentence in itself. Because I think, fuck, look at all these AIDS medications that they got, man. You can't watch cable TV without watching a fucking AIDS medication channel. All right? And look how long Magic Johnson's been living, man. Since the 90s. That man been living going on 30, 35 years already with HIV virus. All right? So the more I look at it and think about it, I'm like, damn, man, fuck. I think at this point in time, I think if people were going to pick and choose, I don't know, man. It seems like that you can stay alive with AIDS. It seems like if you got this HIV or AIDS, man, they keep you alive. Oh, man, I should have asked Mike Murphy when he was in here, man, why he goes through dialysis. Voice chat, man. So that means, man, he probably... How do you do voice chat, man? Like, sometimes my hands be hurting too fucking tight, man. My wrist and shit be hurting. But I'd rather just speak, man. I seen now that you can reply to comments by talking, man. How do I activate that feature? The next time I reply, hear my voice, so you can hear how emotional I am about it. Instead of just reading my comment. What do y'all want to watch over here on this channel, man? You want me to hook it up to the StreamYard where we can watch some of the all the bloopers and the best one I like is when Mark crashes out, man. It shows us a little nub. And he tries to gain empathy and sympathy and try to deflect him. Look at me, man. Look at me. Look at me. Right. He wants you to look at him and feel some type of way. Well, of course, man, the average person is going to look at a handicapped person and be like, damn, I got missing an arm. You're going to get a soft spot and you feel empathy, man. Right? But then once you be like, damn, dude, fucking no wonder guy took that other arm, man. You having two arms is bad for you, man. Right? That's why God said, man, give me that other one. Right? Because, you know, you having two arms and two hands was bad for you, man. You everything you touch, you destroyed. Your heads were destructive, man. It's almost like what they do in them Middle Eastern countries. When you steal, they said, "Oh man, that hand ain't no good for you, man." Right? Having that hand is causing you to steal, so that hand got to go. Right? There's a reason the Middle Eastern do it, bro. Right? Because they say the way they see it is like, oh, that hand is causing you to steal. That hand needs to go. Right? It needs to go, man. Too much destruction for somebody capable of having two hands. Right? And I think you got it worse, man. I'm going to tell you why I feel you got it worse in God's eyes. Because you had people praying to do something about you. Right? You had people crying in tears, questioning God. Right? Why the predicament they were in. So, when you reach out to God, especially with all your heart and might, man, he tends to listen, man. You might not see it instantly, but he's listening, man. Right? Especially when you're in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? He himself would have to come down and save you, right? He himself would have had to came down and saved all the dudes that were praying and calling upon him, right? Using your name, cursing your name, right? You do know the difference between cursing, right? Every time those victims would sit there and cry and plead out to God, he listened, man. Right. He listened. That's why, and you continue, man. That's why, look, I'm going to use myself for personal experience, man. I never played with God, man. Never, right? I read his word. I try to get closer. But I don't play with him, man. Right? Because I know he's real. Right? I know there's a plan for everybody, man. Whatever it is, we got to find it. Right? So, every time that I was in trouble, man, I would never ask God to get me out of it. When I was in jail, I did not read the Bible. Only when I was in lockdown, I didn't have no other option, right? There was nothing other than for me to be reading that Bible, right? There was nothing for me to do. I couldn't come out the cell. The Bible was the only thing there to read, right? Other than that, I would go to church to do deals, right? I wouldn't go to church to attend, to listen to the word of God when I was in prison. Church was just the meeting grounds, right? To swap stuff out, get money, give product. That's all church was, right? I never asked God to help me out on anything bad that I was doing, right? Because I was bad. Now, at 40 something years later, I realized that there's more than earth. From my personal experience, I feel there's more than earth. There's other realms, you know, I wasn't able to experience. I was just going to be experienced earth, right? So now that I've came across that through my experience, I want to get closer to God, right? But I'm still struggling because I still want to do things that I want to do, right? I don't want to fully submit, right? And I'm aware of that. I can't ask him to help me and guide me when I don't fully submit, right? So I can understand all them people crying and pleading to God, man, that if I believe he would hear my voice, I don't see why he wouldn't hear their voice, right? He's a merciful and loving God. He's not just my God. He's everybody's God that wants to believe in him, right? So if I believe he would hear my voice, well, then I would believe he heard your victim's voice, right? When they were going through it. And you see it in the documentary, man, when the guy clearly tells you, man, I'm questioning God. And then the other one, the guy, Brad Lucas, was trying to go to church. And what did you do? Right? Instead of leaving the dude alone, you forced him to be your partner. After you sodomized him and forced him, the dude was going to church. Right? What did you go do? Take him away from the church and made him your boy for your own gratification, sexual pleasure, right? Because if you weren't gonna have him, nobody else was gonna have him, right? The same shit that got you in trouble to go to prison, right? You shot that dude because he was saying another cowardly behavior, shooting another man because he was dating or banging your chick. You ended up going to prison, right? A bunch of cowardly behavior, man, for females that while you were in prison, they continue to suck cock. Ain't that a bitch? Right? So is it worth crashing out, as they say nowadays, over a female, man? No. Right? No. But at the time, it was the only thing you knew, right? You were a hurt little boy. Your uncle, did that to you. Your Uncle Ronnie Boo, right? All these same characters, y'all were all in the same prison, man. That's crazy, man. That shit's fucking. The more you look at it, man, it's like it's a depressing scenario, even for you, man. Even for you, because basically it's the story of the abused becoming the abuser. Right? It's like the Oz, right? Have y'all seen Oz? It's the old HBO docuseries, man, from the 90s. Right? Vern Schillinger. Now He made a complete turnaround. He ain't no longer racist. He works for Allstate Insurance. Uh, every time I see Vern in an Allstate commercial, I have no control of my mind going back to Oz. Right? Every time I see him working for Allstate, I'm like, God damn, man. That's why I use that picture of Mark with the glasses, right? Because Vern and Mark are basically the same character, man, right? But Vern is just white, and Mark is black, but they'd be the same character, man, right? And that guy Vern, he turns out the boys first, and then he lets the boys join his gang, right? Ain't that some weird shit, man? Right? So if you look at the same shit, Mark did the same shit, right? Rest in peace, David Mendenhall, right? Started out as Mark's boy, but then it turned out to be a Mark's equal to where he felt comfortable, where he could leave the boys in David's hands, right? So if you go look at these odds episodes, man, it's the same shit. I'm like, fuck, man. Right? These white guys come in, Vern punks them out, makes them into brags. The brags walk around, and now it's time for the brag to watch for he can. Well, how are you gonna learn? Right? Get in there. How else are you gonna learn? Get in there. I mean, he's the punk becomes the one that starts turning out the new boots. So it's a revolving door of sick fucks, man. Right? They come in, they get abused, they climb the hierarchy of the family structure to where they start becoming the abuser, right? So every new guy that comes, the cycle repeats itself, right? The cycle repeats itself, right? Perfect example based off that documentary, right? Mark started it, David came, and then it was David's job to, start turning out all the other boys out, right? Go get Youngin, right? David Mendenhall was the first one to turn out Youngin. And then Mark got antsy, and then he wanted some of the Youngin, right? But Youngin to Mark was more the financier, right? Youngin didn't see Mark as a lover. He was more in love with David, because David's the one that turned them out. So it was a predatory, evolving, repetitive cycle, man. Right? While Mark being the hierarchy, the top, right? Where it started. He had the say of who was going to be part of the family and who wasn't. Right? And if you were going to be a part of the family, you were going to have to submit to him. He was going to be the father. So, man, it's a crazy dysfunctional prison family that these guys lived, man. With Mark driving the car. All right. Y'all have a good one. Probably, if I feel like it or I have time, man, I'll probably upload. I need to go to the hard drive, man, and start clipping on some of the videos that I haven't uploaded. And maybe people can get a clearer picture of who Gary Sanders is. All right. We already know Brad Lucas. All right, y'all have a good one. appreciate it, man, for making this channel go to 50, man, if I can go live over here. That way, my other channel, I'm gonna leave my other channel alone for a little bit. That other channels, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll probably upload random shit, you know, just to get away, start cataloging the Mark Moore's, start cataloging Mark's Moore content over there. Leave it on my channel over there, and just come over here and talk shit about the piece of shit, or anybody that I guess if you want to get it, you can get it as well too. You know what I mean? If you want to insert yourself and be a defender for a person like Mark Moore, well then I have no problem with giving it to you as well. You know what I mean? This ain't just a Mark Moore. You know what I mean? This is a Mark Moore / supporters. They can get it too as well. You know what I mean? So that's why I addressed John Eleno here, right? So if you want to get addressed, or you want to get talked to, well then you're more than welcome, man. Right? Drop your comments, and over here we're not blocking nobody over here, man. Right? Over here, hey, it's game on. Right? But then when I attack, I don't want to hear no fucking crying. Right? I don't want to hear no crying. Right? I don't want to hear no crying. Right? But like I said over here, only reason you're gonna get blocked is if you dox, bring in people that have nothing to do, right? You bring in civilians, bystanders, you get no play with me, right? But if you want to insert yourself, I will give you the time and day, right? I will give you the time and day. You will be dealt with on how you treat, right? Treat how you want to be treated, right? That's the way I'm going to do you over here. I'm not going to block you. Just not going to pay you no mind, man, right? I'm going to choose who I want to play with, right? Who I want to play with, right? Who I want to get a few laughs off, right? If you're one of those, then feel lucky, man, right? Because when I'm replying, I'm really just laughing, right? You're not gonna get no comments of me crashing out over your little comments, right? They just will be basically ignored. If I feel that they need to be addressed just to prove my point, I will address them. If not, I won't pay them no mind, man, right? This is a second time around, and this channel is just for dedicated for the Lamarckstein files. Any friends or associates of this character or birds of a feather flock together, you can get it as well too, right? And that includes everybody that was ops. Ain't nothing changed. Y'all still ops, right? Oppositions. Once oppositions, always oppositions, right? This ain't no motherfucking kid or looking for friends. Nah, man. Once those bridges are burnt, I ain't taking the time to build them back up, right? Or burnt. Once bridges are burnt, ain't no time to build no bridges up, right? Just wait for the other bridge to burn. So, 9 out of 10 times, it's the same people, man, right? Going through a different account. And sometimes you just gotta go along with them, man, right? It's I like commenting back, right? I like commenting back and making you feel that you think that I think that you're this person, right? But it's called playing dumb, right? A lot of it's patterns, man. You can switch up the troll, you can try to switch up the picture, but you can't switch up the way you think, right? You can only think one way. You can have multiple profiles, right? But you can only think one way, and you can only type the way you think, right? Does that make sense to you? That I play along and I go along, that even through it's the same person, my ops trying to be my friend, that I see through it, right? But I like playing along, man. I like playing stupid and going along with y'all, man. I like giving y'all context and thinking, yeah, oh man, he really thinks it's somebody else. No, man. Like I said, you can have multiple pics, profiles. You only have one mind, right? You only have one mind, right? So if you only have one mind, you're only going to be able to type one way. Yes, you can try to cover your footprints, right? But you would tend to slip up, right? Right? You would tend to slip up, right? You could try to switch your context on the way you're typing instead of the way you're thinking to try to leave cover up the footprint, but you always tend to mess up, right? It takes a few messages, a few keywords that only oppositions have said before, right? Like I said, if you think the same way back then, you're going to still think the same way now. And you're going to continue typing the same way, right? So it doesn't take a genius for these people to masquerade with different accounts and try to... It's psychological, man, right? Psychological. You want to think by positive and reinforcement, it's going to be able to forget all those negative reinforcements, right? So no, man, right? Once ops, always a op, right? You can forgive, but you can't forget, right? You forgive them, but you can't forget, right? You gotta let them know, hey, bridges are gone, man, right? So if you want to be the content of this channel so I can address you, go ahead and drop it down in the comments, man. Give me some content for I can, we can discuss it and be cordial about it. If you want to be the center of attention, well then let's make you the center of attention. Y'all have a good one. I'll check this channel periodically, man. So y'all have a good one.